Shalom, Israel. First and foremost, all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of the house of David. Salutations to you, brothers, throughout the four corners of the earth, teaching us truth and righteousness and sincerity. To you Israelite foreigners, come back home to the truth. To those that have passed on serving the Lord, the dead in Yahweh Shai shall arise first. I want to do this video. I always freaking start off by saying I want to do this video, but anyway, I'm doing this video because without getting into too much of my personal affairs, I just got out of some type of like a seminar that they make you take when you're in unemployment. And what it is that I work in construction, and construction is the not busy season. It's very, very dead. So we were going over things, and and honestly, I'm about to be hired back by my old company, so it's, don't nobody look at it like, oh shit, he's out of work or nothing. I'm Tawab, you know what I'm saying? I'm making ends meet, I'm good, you know what I mean? But like I said, it's a formality, you know what I mean? So basically, they mentioned something that kind of was a red flag to me, which is your social media presence. A lot of employers will look at your social media presence and things you post on social media. What I suggest to any brothers out there, especially that are either working or eventually, like if you lose your job or anything, you want to make sure that your social media is clean, and you don't want to associate too much of our faith and our beliefs on your social media. That's why if you look at my social media is pretty clear of, Israelite stuff. You know what I mean? It's there, but it's I try to keep it as vague, and also it's not in my government name. You know what I'm saying? So, but you want to be very careful with what you post on social media. What I suggest to you, brothers, those of you that have YouTubes, all of us pretty much have YouTubes, is create a YouTube with one email, but have a professional email with your government name, with, so that a prospective employer won't do a search on you and find your YouTube. Especially if you're going for one of those good jobs, because they are out there still. You want to make sure that when we say go on Clark Kent mode, go on full fucking Clark Kent mode. You know what I'm saying? Do not let the same search that finds your YouTube where you're preaching the word be the same email address that they find, you know what I'm saying, that they'll have a search for you personally. Like I said, it's best to have a separate email address for prospective employers. Especially, if you're going to try to find a job, they do suggest that you have some type of social media presence that's public, so they can look at it, and you don't want them to go on your social media and look up all types of, videos and pictures, even if it's videos and pictures of you being, hanging out, whatever, and you're drunk, passed out on a beach or some shit. You don't want them to see that. You want to have a social media presence that's clean per se. All right, because that's how Esau's jobs are. And if you notice, a lot of times when these Edomites get busted for saying racial shit, It's old Facebook shit. It's old it's either old Facebook or old Twitter, Instagram. So your social media has to be very clean and clear of anything, controversial or that may make it look like, you're part of something that they would consider bad or unprofessional or just bad for business. Because the same way they're not just going to give a job to somebody that is an active Ku Klux Klansman, believe it or not, a so-called black Hebrew Israelite ain't going to get a job neither. So just understand that going forward, you don't want your job search email to be the same thing as your YouTube. Try to keep the two separate. When we say Clark Kent, there's more than one way to be Clark Kent. You also have to be, using that example, you're Superman with a garment, but you want to have your email address Superman at, gmail.com, and then your professional email will be like Clark Kent at Clark Kent 1279 at outlook.com. You want to keep them separate. You don't want them to associate the two. You know what I'm saying? You want your online, what you do with the word, completely separate from your personal. You know what I mean? This is serious. Like I said, a lot of these jobs, they look for your social media. A lot of these to get an apartment, they've asked me for my Facebook for an apartment before. I said I didn't have one. They want to know the type of person that they're hiring, and they know that a lot of people they let down, that so-called quote unquote they let their hair down on social media. So it's very imperative that you brothers out there, that's out there doing the work, that you that you are mindful of what you do on it's a strategy. You know what I'm saying? This truth, being in this truth, is harder than you think if you really want to go all in. And like I said, man, if you don't mind your prospective employers looking at videos of you cursing out the so-called white man while you're applying for a job for the white man, then by all means. But my suggestion, be smart, have a separate email completely for when you teach the word from your email address for employment and things of that nature. I suggest a very good professional email domain is Outlook. They don't really like Yahoo. They don't really like AOL. Do not fucking do AOL. AOL is a person who, the way they look at it, is a person who just doesn't update shit. They're old. Hotmail isn't no good for a, you want to do something like Outlook, or if you have Comcast or Optimum, use your Xfinity, because at least they know that you're not somebody that separates you from somebody that goes to the library and uses the community shit. Not that there's nothing wrong with it, but that's just the type of shit that prospective employers look at. Another thing is, you have to have a certain demeanor when you walk in there. Like today, I went to that thing because I'm not looking for a job. I already, I'm gonna say, Lord willing, of course, I already know that I'm gonna be back employed, fully within a month or two. So I went with my hoodie, fucking hat, you know what I'm saying? I didn't care, you know what I mean? Because it's a formality, I had to do it. You know what I'm saying? Even if I know I'm gonna be employed. But it's just something that you have to be mindful of in this truth. You're in the truth. Don't let your, if your email address, and I'm gonna use the Superman thing, is Superman for YouTube, and your email address is Superman Esau for trying to find a job, then you best believe you're not getting a fucking job. What employer would hire you for that? So you have to be very mindful. We have to be wise. When the scriptures say wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove, that's what it's talking about. You have to be very organized and understand what you're doing. Me personally, I have an email address for every single purpose. If I'm looking for a job, I use my government name at Outlook. If I'm whatchamacallit, if I'm ordering something online, like, on Saks Fifth or some shit, I have one for that. I have an email address for pretty much every purpose. You know what I'm saying? Just like I have a credit card set aside for everything. If I want to order something from Amazon, I have one for that. If I want to order something from Apple, I have a separate credit card for that. If I have to buy something that's work related, which, I get reimbursed, I have a separate credit card for that. Like, everything has to be separated. You know what I mean? And when you're dealing with the truth, like I said, man, you got brothers out here that could be full commando status and, willing to risk it all and have their email be superman@dieesau.com. You know what I'm saying? And don't give a fuck. That's fine. But for you brothers that's got responsibilities and have things that you have to take care of and all that, you want to be responsible, and you want to separate your private life, from your Israelite life, so to speak. Even though the two are the same, you don't stop being an Israelite if you get a job. But you're teaching, they can't know about it, because if they know about it, then you create problems in getting employment for yourself. And take what you get, man. Take what you get. A lot of brothers out there are real picky. Oh, I can't work on Saturday. Motherfucker, get you a job that makes you work on Saturdays and go to camp during the week. Everybody goes to camp Saturday. That's not nothing new. You know what I'm saying? You're probably your presence is probably more needed during the week than during the weekend. Any given weekend, any Saturday, any given city, you're gonna have Israelites out there. But during the week is where it's a little, needed, I guess. So do I have anything else I want to go over? Because basically what the purpose of the sit down is to help brothers in getting jobs. You know what I'm saying? You're an Israelite, so that means that you're able to read and pronounce words more, correctly than others, than a lot of dudes out there that just can't. You know what I'm saying? Scriptures say, "Blessed is he that readeth." You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be able to articulate yourself when you're in these job interviews. You know what I'm saying? When you're talking to these potential, people. What else? Don't have that I'm not gonna do that type of mentality. You got a lot of Jake that'll lose their job because they might have got hired as a cashier, but they won't push a fucking broom. Oh, I have the right to refute. No, nigga, don't exercise your rights. All right, if you really want the job and you want to look good, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying it's going to work in every single particular case, but managers and shit, they look at things like, if you're one of those that comes in there and knows your rights, and as long as they're not asking you to do something that's outright unfair or fucked up, then do it. Push a fucking broom if you're a fucking cashier. So what? It lets them know that you're willing, you're flexible, you're a team player. What you don't do is you don't go on these jobs and start snitching on niggas and doing shit. That you don't do. You know what I'm saying? Because then, you want to go to a job and be respected by the workers and by the management. You know what I'm saying? Every job that I've ever had, you know what I'm saying? When the manager gets when I get the manager's attention, motherfuckers don't just start getting fired and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's when you develop the mentality. People start thinking you're a fucking corporate snitch. You don't do. You know what I'm saying? The less you say, the better. And on your resume, it's okay to exaggerate a little bit. Just make your exaggerations feasible. Don't start going off and, don't be a fucking custodian and then you be like, yo, I was a manager of human resources and shit. But it's okay to say, listen, I did this and that, so I might have been a cashier, but, on occasion they would give me the let me run it, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's okay to embellish a little bit. You want to have a few people lined up that are willing to lie for you and lie good for you, that are well spoken. You know what I'm saying? So this is referring to references. You want to have ready references. You want to have people. Don't have a motherfucker that can't speak a sentence of proper English be your reference. That just makes no fucking sense. And do this for others. Be somebody else's reference, What else? I don't know. Like, be willing to, the company that you're trying to get a job with, Google them, learn about them, learn about the job that whatever it entails. And, just make sure that, when you go into the interview that you know something, and you can say, listen, I can contribute this to this company. You know what I mean? And use your Israelite network. Let's say if you need people to sign up for something, you know what I'm saying? Service that costs $10 a year or so, or $10 a month. Put it out there for Israelites. Some Israelites could probably use the service, some might not, but they're well enough where they can spare $10 a month. But just be honest with them. Don't be like, well, it's $10 a month for 3 months and then it jumps up to 50. Don't do that. But use your Israelite network. Use the fact that you're an Israelite and you got people watching your video and have them support you. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that. But when you're trying to find employment, you have to understand, man, like, there's do's and don'ts. Don't go in there ghetto. Don't go in there, you know what I'm saying? You want to hit the barber before you go there. Don't completely cut off your beard, but have the barber give you, you know what I'm saying, like a professional looking beard. You can have a full beard and still just you know what I'm saying, the hair up here and shit and all that. Trim that shit, you know what I mean? What else? Try not to have any tattoos showing, even though it's pretty much being accepted now. But you got to remember, a lot of these people, they're going to look at the tattoos and see what you're about or were about. You can have some gang shit from when you was in the hood on your wrist, and then they ask you about it. Oh, that's a past life and shit. They're not, you know what I'm saying? It's not really, I would recommend it. You know what I'm saying? What else? Be honest. If you've been arrested and shit, if it's on your record, bro, they're gonna find it one way or the other, and it's gonna be very embarrassing if you lie to them about it. But just be as upfront. Don't be like, I try to kill a motherfucker, but try to even put some type of spin on it that makes it look like it's not so bad. Because again, when you're in these interviews, when you're looking for a job, it's okay to stretch reality within means. Just don't turn an attempted murder into, some dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? If anything, say, listen, somebody tried to violate me. Of course, you're not going to use the word violate, but you say, I had to defend myself, and basically the court didn't see it that way. Whatever, be harmless. Wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. You know what I'm saying? What else do I suggest for brothers out there, or even sisters that's looking for jobs, you know, look for something that you're either qualified to do or that you are just good at. You know, if you're really good at doing, say, editing videos, you might want to find something in that, or you might do that as a side hustle. You know, like for example, right? I have a company with friends from college. I personally own a company. I'm a minority owner though. I'm not gonna lie and say I'm the big dog, and I'm not gonna share the name on here because you got people that be demons and shit. But I have a friend. I had a coworker / friend that was running for mayor of a local town around here, and he needed help promoting. So guess what? I plugged my friend, whatever, and basically what I'm saying to you is use your resources. Like I said, as an Israelite, automatically, and let me tell you, even you brothers out there that have made videos disrespecting me and my camp, I'll help y'all out. I'll plug y'all in with any resources, or if y'all need any help, as far as it's but so much I could do if you're not in the New Jersey area, or even for brothers in New Jersey, of course. You know what I'm saying? I'm willing to help with whatever, a letter of recommendation. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's what we have to do for one another. And like I said, this extends to brothers, even that I might not like you. You know what I'm saying? I might get to like you in the process of helping you. You never know. But brothers that have, criticized or disrespected, I don't have no problem helping out, because at the end of the day, it's not about personal shit. It's about, at the end of the day, you're still an Israelite, and the scriptures say don't withhold not good. I got to get the proper wording, but y'all know the scripture. Don't withhold any good that you can do, what I'm saying, for a brother. You know what I'm saying? So, with that, I'm gonna say shalom. You know what I'm saying? You brothers out there that are looking for jobs, like I said, just be very, very careful with your social media. Nowadays, you have to be Clark Kent and Superman digitally too. Your online presence you have to have 2 online presences. Like I said, those of you that have me on social media, that you don't really see a lot saying that I'm an Israelite. And it's like that for a reason. Because if somebody searches me out, I don't want the shit to say that, and then they associate it, and have images of an Israelite making somebody crying, saying some, or even one of these other renegade Israelite groups that, that are just really fucking harsh on people. I don't want them to see me with that, even if I might have to come down on somebody. You know what I'm saying? Right now, being an Israelite is not popular in the corporate world or in that world. And unfortunately, that world is what gets you paid, gets you good jobs and shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't cheat yourself out of an opportunity when you don't have to. We are living a double life. You know what I'm saying? Meaning that on one hand, for your job, you have to be professional. And when you're out there teaching, you have to be confident, and you have to know the word, and you have to be able to teach it right. You know what I'm saying? That is a double life. What we can't have is a triple life where you're working and you have that professional, then you're out there teaching at camp, and then you're being a nigga on your third life. You out there hurting people and doing shit to people. You know what I mean? But we live double lives. When I go to work and I talk to these customers, and a lot of them are Edomites, I don't be out there, saying the same things I say at camp. I'm out there talking to them about the project and saying, it goes this way, or I want the gate to go here, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You have to have that versatility, so to speak. You know what I mean? But anyway, shalom.